There are 5 foods sitting in the kitchens of millions of seniors right now that are quietly destroying their muscles. Not flavoring them, not slowing them down, destroying them. I am not talking about junk food. I am not talking about anything obvious. I am talking about foods most seniors eat every single day, often on the advice of doctors, dietitians, and well-meaning family members. Foods marketed as healthy. Foods that fill the breakfast plate of the average 65-year-old in America. Foods that are recommended by every general nutrition guideline ever written. And after 20 years of running a sarcopenia clinic, I can tell you with absolute confidence. 5 of them are silently shrinking your muscles, weakening your grip, and dragging seniors toward frailty faster than almost anything else in the standard diet. You will probably recognize at least 3 of them when I say their names. You may eat one of them tomorrow morning. You may have already eaten one today. I am Dr. Cecilia Grant. After 20 years of specializing in muscle loss in older adults, I have identified the patterns, the mistakes, the same dietary choices my patients made again and again before they came to see me with sarcopenia, weakness, and weight they did not understand. Today, I am going to count down the 5 worst offenders, from least dangerous to most dangerous. Number 1 is the food I beg every patient to remove from their kitchen on the very first visit. Let us count them down. Number 5, white bread and refined white flour products. I know, every senior has heard this advice in some form, but almost nobody connects it to muscle. They connect it to weight, to blood sugar, to digestion. Here's what white bread is actually doing to your muscles. Every time you eat a slice of white bread, a bagel, a dinner roll, a piece of pasta made from refined flour, your blood sugar spikes within minutes. Your body releases a flood of insulin to deal with it. And in older adults, that insulin spike triggers a process called anabolic resistance, which is a fancy term for one simple problem. Your muscles stop listening. After a blood sugar spike, your muscles become temporarily deaf to the protein you eat alongside the bread. You can have eggs with your toast, chicken with your pasta, steak with your dinner roll, and your muscles will absorb a fraction of what they would have absorbed without the refined carbohydrate. I have measured this in my own patients. Senior diets dominated by white bread and refined flour products produce significantly weaker results from the same protein intake. The protein is being eaten. The muscles just are not getting it. So if you are over 60 and your breakfast is toast, your lunch is a sandwich, your dinner has a bread roll on the side, you are not eating yourself stronger. You are eating yourself into anabolic resistance. Number 4, sweetened breakfast cereals. This one breaks my heart because it is so universal. Walk into any senior home in America and there is a box of cereal on the counter. Bran flakes, frosted flakes, corn flakes with a spoonful of sugar, some kind of crunchy ring or square coated in a sweet glaze. Marketed for decades as the perfect senior breakfast. Easy to chew, easy to prepare, comes with milk, looks healthy on the box. Here's what it actually is. A massive sugar load delivered to a body that has been fasting for 10 or 12 hours overnight. Almost no protein. Almost no fat. Just refined carbohydrate hitting your bloodstream like a freight train at the exact moment your muscles are most vulnerable. The morning hours after fasting are when your body is most ready to either rebuild muscle or break it down further. The signal it gets from breakfast determines which direction the day goes. A protein-rich breakfast tells your body to rebuild. A sugary cereal breakfast tells your body to store fat and continue breaking down muscle for fuel. In my clinic, when a senior tells me they eat cereal every morning, I do not have to ask another question to know we have work to do. Their sarcopenia is being fed, literally, by their breakfast. Before I move to the top 3, I want to pause and ask you something. Because in 20 years of treating muscle loss, I have noticed that the seniors who get the best results are the ones who are willing to look honestly at what is already in their kitchen. Tell me in the comments. Of the foods I have mentioned so far, white bread or sweetened cereal is either one of them on your counter right now, or are you watching this for someone you love, a parent or a spouse, whose pantry is full of these exact foods, and you do not know how to bring it up? There is no judgment here. I read every comment. And honestly, your honesty about what is in your kitchen helps me make more useful videos for everyone watching. Now let us get to the top 3, because the next 3 are doing real damage. And they are foods most seniors would never suspect. Number 3, low-fat yogurt. I can almost hear the disbelief through the screen. Yogurt? But doctor, I eat yogurt for my health. I understand. For 30 years, low-fat yogurt has been marketed as one of the healthiest things a senior can eat. Low-calorie, source of calcium, easy on the stomach, the picture of healthy aging. Here's the truth. Read the label on most popular low-fat yogurts and you will find something shocking. 20 grams of sugar per serving. Sometimes more. That is roughly the same amount of sugar as a candy bar. And when the fat is stripped out of yogurt, manufacturers add sugar to make it taste palatable. They have to. Plain low-fat yogurt tastes like wet chalk. So the senior who eats a low-fat strawberry yogurt every afternoon for their health is consuming the same blood sugar spike as if they had eaten a small dessert. And as we just covered with white bread, that blood sugar spike triggers anabolic resistance and reduces how much benefit they get from the rest of their protein intake. Switch to full-fat plain Greek yogurt or full-fat plain cottage cheese, and the picture changes completely. Lower sugar, more protein, better muscle response. But the low-fat sweetened version that most seniors have been eating for 30 years is doing the exact opposite of what it promises. Number 2, margarine and processed vegetable spreads. This one took the medical community decades to admit, and many seniors are still being told the wrong thing. For most of the late 20th century, margarine was promoted as the heart-healthy alternative to butter. Plant-based. Lower in saturated fat. Cardiologists pushed it. Hospitals served it. Doctors recommended it. Generations of seniors switched. Here's what we now know. The original margarines, and many of the modern processed vegetable spreads that replace them, contain industrial seed oils that promote chronic, low-grade inflammation throughout the body. And chronic inflammation in older adults is one of the strongest drivers of accelerated muscle loss. In medicine, we have a term for this. We call it inflammaging. It is the slow burn of inflammation that quietly degrades muscle tissue, joint health, and overall function as people age. And one of the biggest dietary contributors to inflammaging is the daily consumption of processed vegetable oils, which most seniors are eating in margarine and spreads, plus the salad dressings, fried foods, and packaged snacks made with the same oils. If you have been spreading margarine on your toast for 40 years because your doctor told you it was healthier than butter, I am sorry. The advice you were given was wrong. Real butter in moderate amounts or olive oil is better for your muscles than margarine has ever been. And now, the food at the very top of this list. The number one food I beg every patient to remove from their kitchen on the very first visit. Number 1, sugary drinks. Soda, sweetened iced tea, fruit juice, lemonade, flavored coffee drinks, sweetened protein, shakes loaded with sugar disguised as nutrition. This is the absolute worst category of food for senior muscle health. And I'm going to tell you why with no softening of the truth. A single 12-ounce can of regular soda contains around 40 grams of sugar. That is more than 10 teaspoons, hitting your bloodstream all at once. With zero fiber, zero protein, zero fat to slow it down. Just a wall of sugar crashing into your body in less than 15 minutes. In an older adult, that creates the most severe anabolic resistance state of any food category I have studied. Your muscles, for hours after drinking it, are essentially deaf to anything else you eat. The protein in your meals is wasted. The dietary intentions you have for the day are quietly canceled by one drink. And here's the painful truth. Many seniors I see in my sarcopenia clinic are drinking 2, 3, 4 sugary drinks a day, often without thinking of them as food. They count the calories of their breakfast and their dinner, and they forget that the iced tea they sip on all afternoon is silently undoing every other healthy choice they have made. Switch to water, plain tea or coffee. Sparkling water with lemon? That single change, made consistently, has done more to slow sarcopenia in my patients over 20 years than almost any other dietary shift. And please, before you make any major dietary change, talk to your own doctor. Especially if you are managing diabetes, kidney issues, or any condition where dietary shifts could interact with medications. They know your individual situation better than any video ever could. So there it is. Your 5 foods to remove from your kitchen. White bread and refined flour, sweetened breakfast cereals, low-fat sweetened yogurt, margarine and processed vegetable spreads, and number 1, the most damaging of all, sugary drinks. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to remove them all at once. But every meal that does not contain these foods is a meal that lets your muscles do what they have been trying to do all along. Repair. Rebuild. Stay strong. If this video helped you see what has been quietly working against your muscles, please give it a like. It is a small thing, but it helps me reach more seniors who are unknowingly eating themselves into frailty. And if you would like to stay strong, stay mobile, and stay independent for as long as possible, please subscribe to the channel. I post new videos every week, sharing what I have learned in 3 decades of medicine and 20 years specializing in muscle health, so seniors like you do not have to figure this out alone. One last thing. If you know someone over 60 whose pantry is full of these exact foods, please share this video with them. Sometimes a senior cannot hear the message from family, but they will hear it from a doctor explaining what is actually happening inside their body. Until then, take care of yourself and stay strong. I am Dr. Cecilia Grant.